Yo,
Band-Aid gang, we are back again. Thank you everybody for joining us today, y'all. Please smash that like button, share, and subscribe. What's up? What's up, community, committee, Band-Aid gang? We were her, and y'all already know what time it is. Shouts out to everybody that show love to the channel. We appreciate you guys always coming over, showing respect to the channel. If you over there on the vertical side, please feel free to double tap the screen, y'all. It's a lot of turmoil going on in America today, Band-Aid gang. With Karmelo Anthony, they sentenced that young man to 35 years, gang. 35 years. And you know what we do over here, gang. We keep it all the way 100, and we don't drop nothing but gems on the channel. We ain't new to this, y'all. Band-Aid gang, y'all know we ain't new to this. When it come to getting down up into it and digging deep, this is what we do. Shouts out to the Grace Spills the Tea over there on Rumble doing her thing. Shouts out to the gang, y'all. Shouts out to Peanut. We do got a recent update picture of Karmelo Anthony. Like, you know, so many people was crying outside, y'all. The man didn't even get a chance to even know what living life is about. Knowing what living life is about. And that's sad. Now, if you ask me, Band-Aid gang, and if you ask me, call me what you want to, Mr. Conspiracy Theory, whatever you want to call, double tap the screen, Band-Aid gang. We ain't got to live like this. He ain't got to live like this. He ain't got to live like this, gang. And we got the tea, if that's what people call it. We got the scoop, Band-Aid gang. And we about to drop it on you. We got the scoop. See, y'all, did y'all notice that Bill Gates took the stand yesterday? All this political stuff that just happened, Band-Aid gang. And then they sentenced this young man. See, this is all was a plan, gang. This all was a plan, Band-Aid gang, from jump. Bill Gates took the stand. He ratting. All because of the Epstein files. Now, be respectful, Gerard. Be respectful. Because where you at, gang, it's freedom. He don't got that. He lost all of that. So we about to start the commentary, Band-Aid gang, and show facts. Because you know what we do. We dig deep. We dig deep. Now be respectful, gang. Or we going to have to do you what we will zap you.
I will get him up out of here.
We will zap you. Say don't spam my chat. Don't say nothing disrespectful because I'll get you up out of here. Double tap the screen if you're in here. Let's rock a show. Let me show you what Band-Aid gang, what we do over here on this channel. I said, damn. Hit that like button, y'all. We got 30 people in the building because y'all know I'm finna drop a gem. Let's go, gang. Double tap that screen if you like the content that you're receiving, y'all.
You seen the video, John? 2 hours. Was it clear enough, or was it fuzzy, or what?
No, it was clear. It was okay. It's clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dived in the rain, or
yeah, it was still rain. You know,
right.
I'm from Little One. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them.
Hello, Miss Clark. Hello, Nurse 59.
From the direction of the middle school,
right,
coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those 4 that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up.
Mind you, this man seen the real footage, gang. He said it was so crispy that you could see the raindrops dropping. But we heard another story. We heard that it was all grainy, that you couldn't see. So listen to this guy, y'all.
One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounding Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
And they showed that on that video.
it's on the video.
Okay, come on.
It's on the video. So one of the gentlemen went to distract one of the teachers while they was already playing. This was already premeditated, y'all. They was going to bring physical harm to Karmelo. We're hearing it right here, y'all.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those four. Here, they're four right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those four.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
and y'all, listen, y'all. They jumped him. They jumped him. Did y'all hear that? They jumped him. This is sad. So they let people go in the courtroom and see actually what happened. They showed the videotape, and you can see clear as day that they surrounded him. They came as a group, and they jumped this young man, gang. Let's continue, y'all.
They actually did jump him.
yeah, it wasn't just no touch.
Yes, he said they actually jumped him.
It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But the same.
Now, did you hear that? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hey, Miss Liz. Now listen to this, y'all. Listen to what he said. We're going to go back. Listen to what he said.
They actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then
Austin pushed and Hunter hit. On tape, y'all. Austin pushed and Hunter hit him. But see, the son was up there. My brother took his shit. Oh, stop. Cut the crap, gang. We got it right here. Hit the like button. Let's go, y'all.
But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on them. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get to it here. But once they did that, they started hitting them. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell. And that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo was out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting when he did it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him.
What I'm wondering is how people able to see all of this on videotape, and this young man was still found guilty. Still found guilty, y'all. It's a sad day in America.
Rendering aid and hold his heart, and not, he never did that because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him. and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him because it was unwanted. By your own definition and your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But
This
the
is an
actual
open panel.
Collin County one,
The
you
link
can
is
see
going to
the
be in the
webs
chat.
and stuff on
Feel
his
free
eye.
to
You
come
can see
up.
the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the
Anybody like
webs
to come
under
up?
his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one
I would like to hear from you, Miss Liz.
From Fox, and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
Numerous witnesses said Anthony instigated the confrontation, the prosecution calling his actions unjustified and intentional, telling the jury, you don't get to meet a shove with a stab.
Now listen to what he say right here. Pay attention to what he say, because the next video clip is going to this is going to contradict itself. Listen to what they say. You're about to hear in just a second. Watch this, y'all.
Especially if you provoke the shove. In closing arguments Tuesday, the defense stabbed, especially if you telling the jury, you don't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke the shove.
So, Karmelo Anthony provoked the shove? Hit the like button, y'all. Karmelo Anthony. Hello, Miss Liz. Did you just hear what?
Hey,
Did you hear what was
Hey,
played?
Andrew. What did you play?
He said Karmelo Anthony. Now listen to this. Hit the like button, y'all. We finna turn up. Listen to what he said. Everybody, I want y'all to hear this clearly, Band-Aid gang.
Prosecution calling his actions unjustified and intentional, telling the jury you won't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially provoke the shove.
Look, so they saying you don't get to provoke a shove with a stab, especially if you provoked the shove. So they said Karmelo Anthony basically provoked to get shoved.
They're making him out to be the aggressor, is what he's saying.
That doesn't make any sense. I want y'all to hear that again, because they just said this in your face, gang. Listen again, y'all.
Numerous witnesses said Anthony instigated the confrontation, the prosecution calling his actions unjustified and intentional, telling the jury, you don't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke the shove.
What?
In closing
I
argument,
heard that right there, y'all. That alone will piss you off. That alone will piss you off. You want to add anything to that, Miss Liz?
I mean, he was fucked either way. Either way, he wasn't gonna get a fair trial.
And it's crazy that you say this, because we already know what just happened with the Epstein file. It just got cracked open. Epstein's secretary, the other one, took the stand. His personal assistant took the stand. They go ahead and rush this sentence right here to start more turmoil in America, to cover up what's happening with the Epstein files. I don't care what y'all got to say. I believe this is tied in for a cover up on the Epstein files as well, because they knew we would put our main focus. It'll be a black and white situation, and it'll be another distraction on what happened with Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files, gang. Pay attention to what happens. It's perfect timing, everyone.
I believe we're headed towards a race war. I mean, you got Rick Chow, the Asian store owner. He got off, and he's assaulted multiple black people in South Carolina. And then you have the other individual who was convicted of injecting, the paramedic that was convicted of injecting someone with ketamine, and his conviction was reversed.
You see?
So I think we are headed towards a full-fledged race ride.
Good afternoon, I love a hater.
Hey, I love a hater.
Let's check this out, y'all.
Tuesday, the defense again tried to portray Metcalf as the aggressor, that he made physical contact first, and Anthony defended himself in a split second of chaos. What was it like
What was it like?
when the verdict was read?
I feel like it was designed to protect white people, the system, and it was not designed to protect black people. It's self-defense.
Supporters of Anthony have raised concerns for a fair trial after no black people were seated on the jury.
Once again, this country proves that the black community does not live under the same rules and laws as the rest of us. Karmelo Anthony was just given 35 years in.
I want y'all to listen to this, y'all. This come in all four shapes and sizes. Now listen to this, y'all. Watch this.
Fucking Texas, a stand your ground state. Let's look at their self-defense law. Here's the most important part of their law, in my opinion. The use of deadly force is not justified under this subchapter except for provided in these sections. This is one of the sections. A person has a right to be there, Karmelo did, who has not provoked the person against whom the force is used. The prosecution and the jury bought it argued that the provocation was Karmelo telling him, if you touch me, I'm going to do something about it, or something to that effect. It was not the bullying or the pushing, is what the prosecution argued, and the jury, of course, fucking bought it. Who was not engaged in criminal activity. Karmelo's knife was legal. He was doing nothing wrong. Karmelo was also at the tent talking to a buddy before Austin Metcalf even fucking walked up.
So he was already there talking to one of his friends.
Yeah.
Already there. See, they didn't want him there. See, and then they wasn't even supposed to be there, y'all. They were suspended from school.
So why were they there?
So
but see, he didn't have a good defense attorney. And that's what's going circling around on social media as well.
Right, but you know what he's gonna hit on this appeal? Hey, y'all. What's gonna hit on this appeal? What's gonna hit on this appeal is that the judge is best friends with his father, the plaintiff's father.
Oh yeah.
Friends.
Hell yeah.
That is going to be part of the reason why this might get thrown out, because he was supposed to recuse himself because he's friends with the plaintiffs. The judge is friends with the plaintiff. That automatically brings conflict of interest.
And he shipped him automatic. He didn't give him time to get himself collect his thoughts or nothing. He shipped him straight to prison. He got sentenced and he was gone.
You realize what they're trying to do. Right now we're in a point where the white folks are trying everything they can to keep themselves out of trouble, knowing the fact that they're obviously blatantly doing corrupt things, right? 9 times out of 10, what they're trying to do is trying to divert the situation from quote unquote them getting any type of responsibility on them.
I agree.
But we also know that whatever the Metcalf children that did this was taught by the parents. What I hate the most is seeing parents that are closeted racists. What I say by closeted racists is the ones that portray like they're not racist in public, but behind closed doors, they're talking smack about people. They're telling you, hey, if you see a black person, do X, Y, Z. You know, this has been taught to them young.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why they felt comfortable enough to walk up to him and try to kick him out knowing it was raining outside.
Absolutely.
That could have been avoided by them going to get a principal or whoever was there of authority and ask him to politely ask him to move. That would have been avoided if they would have did it a different way. But they chose to go and try to bully that boy because he was probably the only black person out there. They didn't want him under that tent and they wanted to try to intimidate him. What I think should happen is the father of those boys should be in trouble. I think that the boys itself, I feel like because of the fact that they were taught that, I feel like I understand why the little brother probably feels some type of way. Like he probably feel like what he was taught wasn't wrong, right? But the father knows he taught them this racist stuff. So I feel like parents should start having, when they know that they're teaching their kids to be racist and they do racist things and something heinous like this happens, they should have to own responsibility for it. And they are also known for there being, having elite, having his father being friends with the judge. He's around the elites. He's the same type of BS that we have been dealing with for the last year and a half. They feel
So
like
Diamond, we're
as
gonna
long as they have money, they can do whatever they want and get away with it.
roll the clip some more. Kevin, Kevin Layman, if I can say that. Hey, feel free. It's an open panel. Um, WTF, y'all are lost. Please explain to us how we're lost. Please explain to us. And feel free, just be respectful. We'll be respectful to you. It's an open platform, and this is what the title's called. We want to know what the people think. We want to know what you think about this situation. If not, just don't stay in the chat typing because you got fingertips. Because this ain't that channel.
What do you mean y'all are lost? I mean,
We're
it's
gonna
on the
figure out
news.
What it
this.
is they want so bad to feel bad for the twin that got hurt in this situation, but they're not looking at the fact that they were probably
It's
taught
family
to
like
be
these
bullies.
situations.
They probably had things going on at home where they were lashing out and thought that it was okay to be a bully. This is the problem. This
Hurt
is the
feelings don't
problem.
just.
There's no
I disagree.
accountability for the actions of these young white men. Young white men, when I'm saying they're young and they're being taught all this hate, they don't know until something like this drastic happens where they learn, oh, well, oops, I wasn't supposed to be like that. And fortunately, this boy lost his life. I feel like that if they was taught differently by a different parent, they probably this outcome probably wouldn't even happen because it would have been inclusive. They would have included each other and would have just, even if they didn't like each other, they wouldn't have said anything to each other, or it wouldn't have became into a situation. But like I said, they're in Texas. Texas is one of the worst states there is.
Absolutely.
Period. And his parents, uh, um, Anthony's parents, um are wealthy, correct? They're decent. They got decent
Austin,
amount of
yeah,
income, correct?
yeah. But what I'm saying, well, let me say this, Kevin, if
Can you
you
hear
are
me?
surrounded by people and you are in fear, like this young man was, I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do. Are you just gonna sit there and let people whoop your ass, or are you gonna defend yourself? I mean, so self defense is self defense. It's a stand your ground state. So he was defending himself. I disagree. I don't see tough guy. I'm looking at his pictures. I don't see nothing tough. I see fear. The knife was legal. And see, this is what the media does. The media, oh, he just pushed him and then he stabbed him. No, you just heard they surrounded him and they were attacking him. Well, it still doesn't justify the fact that the judge and the dad were friends. So the judge should have recused himself, which is a major problem in the case. So we got a problem there. We got a problem that his defense lawyer didn't really defend him. So, but you're entitled to your opinion. Texas is an open carry state. So, so Diamond, where you go? Duh. We got a racist black people problem in America. No, we have race problems in America. So you saying black people are racist? How can black people be racist? Okay. I don't know how black people can be racist, but if that's your opinion, oh, I disagree. But that's your opinion. No, but that's your opinion. Well,
Y'all
if you
hear me?
think I'm stupid, okay, great.
Diamond still here?
Diamond's in the comments.
Okay, we back. Sorry about that, everybody. But what happened? Did she drop?
I,
Hey, now I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
okay.
You know what? Shout out to Miss Liz. She was still engaging with the comments. You know, they
All
still
right,
talking.
thank you, Miss Liz. Thank you so much.
But believe you me, look, this is the problem. They're looking at the fact that they said he had a knife. No, he did not. He actually had one of those athlete shavers for it's like
The cleats.
a
The cleats.
cleat shaver. So my thing is, when you're getting attacked, you're gonna try to grab whatever you can to get people
Right.
off of you. The whole point is this could have been
Shit.
avoided if they wouldn't have went to try to talk to this boy in the first place, to try to bother him in the first place. It's called it's raining, find shelter and leave people alone.
Right.
Instead, they attempted to try to intimidate him because they didn't want him around. 9 times out of 10, he was good at the sport he was in.
Right.
Whatever sport he was in, he was good at doing it. And 9 times out of 10, they probably felt jealous of him in the
True.
first place. Let's look at
True.
that. Jealousy. If he was good at a sport, mind you, he's in a uppity school, uppity area. They probably all trying to compete for a spotlight, and he was probably outshining them. That could have been another reason why they wanted to bother him.
Hey, don't use those type of words in my chat. I'm gonna have to delete that comment. Be careful with the words you use. Exactly. Why didn't they want him in the tent? Well, we don't, because they in their mind, the children were thinking they were there to protect the tent. To protect the tent. Now we're gonna get to that. Right here. Hit the like. Hold on, Diamond. Hold on, Diamond. Hold on. Let's get to the commentary. Let's watch.
Texas, a stand your ground state.
Listen to what he says.
Their
Listen to what he
self-defense
says,
law.
y'all.
Here's the most important part of their law, in my opinion. The use of deadly force is not justified under this subchapter except for provided in these sections. This is one of the sections. A person has a right to be there. Karmelo did. Who has not provoked the person against whom the force is used. The prosecution and the jury bought it, argued that the provocation was Karmelo telling him, if you touch me, I'm going to do something about it, or something to that effect. It was not the bullying or the pushing, is what the prosecution argued, and the jury, of course, fucking bought it. Who was not engaged in criminal activity. Karmelo's knife was legal. He was doing nothing wrong.
Knife was legal. Doing nothing wrong. We're going to get to it, Diamond. Watch this, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all.
Karmelo was also at the tent talking to a buddy before Austin Metcalf even fucking walked up. Yes, he was there. Right here, you can see. He was seated there for a few minutes, struck up a brief conversation with the student he knew. Austin had just arrived at the track meet and walked into his team's tent shortly after. So Austin walked up, saw a black kid that he didn't know that wasn't in a track uniform.
Somebody's telling the truth.
And he saw a black kid. He wanted him out of his fucking tent.
Okay.
Let's just be honest about what the fuck happened.
He wanted him out of the tent. There you go. Now, this ain't coming from a melanated person, y'all. This is coming from a Caucasian person.
Right.
Right. See, right and wrong don't have a color, y'all. Right and wrong does not have a color.
Correct.
Ignorance don't have a color either.
Exactly. Hit the like button, y'all. We just here to drop facts. Because this boy, yeah, he needs a retrial.
He needs a better defense. He needs a dog. He
Now,
needs
Cardi B
somebody
says
that's
she's willing to donate a couple $1 billion for him to get a better defense. Did y'all hear that?
who said that?
Cardi B.
Oh
And
yeah.
Charleston White said he already putting up 75,000.
Yes, and we got that on the clip too, y'all. Wow, the weak minds believe anything that fits their emotional state. And you know
What
what?
if it was
Hold
reversed
on,
though?
wait a minute, damn it, before you get offensive. You're absolutely right. Now, I don't know where you're going to take your next comment, but I'm going to say you're right, because you done came up in here, you done came in the wrong place, and we'll put a Band-Aid on you. Because you know what? You're absolutely right. So, but we don't know who you're talking about is weak. Because only the strong survive, and you know what? My melanated people been fighting for years, and guess what? You ain't going to get rid of us. We still here, and we ain't going nowhere. So you're going to have to deal with us for the rest of your life. So let's continue, y'all. Now listen to this, Diamond Gang. Listen to this, Miss Liz. Watch what he says right here. So the kid thinks that he's boss. But remind you, they suspended. So he finna dig in their ass. So Kevin, watch him do them all type of ways. We finna knock your drawers off. Now listen to this.
Also wasn't even fucking supposed to be there that day. He had been suspended from the fucking team.
He was suspended from the team. Look, the reason for suspension. Metcalf and a few teammates had previously been suspended temporarily and removed from competing because they were, let's listen, y'all.
A few teammates got suspended and removed from competing because they left an earlier track meet to go fucking fishing. And how did his coach reward him with this? How did his fucking coach reward him?
Miss Liz Diamond, guess how the coach rewarded him, chat?
Mm-hmm.
This is how the coach rewarded him, y'all. Hit the like button.
With this, on the morning of this track meet, he texted him and told him he needed to step up and come protect the tent.
Come protect the tent. I
Oh,
said,
be
damn.
damn. What the fuck? I mean, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know, he was supposed, now he's suspended from school. He needs to step up. See, this is why this is a conspiracy right here. Right here, y'all.
Oh yeah, this was
set up. It looked like a setup.
It was a setup.
It was a setup. Now remember, it's government officials. You got people in high stakes, judges. So he was thinking in his mind, listen, y'all, I'm supposed to protect the tent. So I'm gonna abuse my authority and get Karmelo from up out of here because I was suspended and still was told to come protect the tent, y'all. Listen, y'all, I ain't making this shit up. Listen,
well,
y'all.
why didn't they punish the damn coach?
That's exactly what this gentleman is about to say. The coach should be responsible as well because you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be being punished. You ain't even.
Oh, that's some bull. Yeah, he needs.
Why does parents say you didn't got kicked out of school? You ain't got no reason to go.
He wasn't kicked out of school. He was suspended from the team, so he shouldn't have been at any sporting event. He shouldn't have been there.
You gotta ban him.
Exactly. So now listen what he say, Band-Aid Gang. Double tap the screen if you're on the vertical side, respectfully.
How is it misinformation? Oh man,
How is it misinformation? Jason, how is it Jason? I can drop the link in the chat. This is an open. This is an open.
Kevin, babe.
I mean, Kevin. This is a open chat. Feel free to explain without argument. We are the people. We are still American citizens. We all are suffering from this, not just one race. Karmelo Anthony's mother is suffering.
His father is suffering. Exactly. They just did an interview. And said his defense failed them. They feel defeated.
And you know what? I would like to see what the mother of the Metcalf twins have to say. Because I keep hearing the man say stuff and do stuff. The father. What about the mother? Why was she so quiet and letting her husband just were they married or they were separated?
They were separated.
They were separated. Okay. So why isn't the mother speaking more than the father is?
So
And
let's
there's a
listen to
reason why
this,
they were separated too.
right? And we don't know that part. But let's continue, Diamond. Good point. There is a reason. Let's continue to track.
The morning of this track meet, he texted him and told him he needed to step up and come protect the tent. Who in the fuck tells a suspended 17-year-old that weighs 215 fucking pounds that he needs to step up and come protect the tent? This coach should be sued.
So he got suspended.
I
And now
sue
he
the shit
became a
out of him.
security guard. They suspended him and gave him a security guard job, gang. I can't make this shit up. A-Vision guardists, they suspended him and gave him a job. I said, damn.
But
He
why did
probably
they
was
need to
getting
protect
paid,
the
if you
tent?
ask me.
But why did they need to protect the tent?
For what? Yeah,
Obviously-
because who was coming to the tent to make it need to be protected in the
Right. And
suburbs?
how many other black people were out there?
Right. Like what type of
For
school
them to
were
wanna
they? What?
protect
Yeah.
the
What's the
tent.
dynamics of the school? Like what's the racial makeup of the school were they running? Are they private schools? Are they public schools?
Right.
Like what's the dynamic of the school?
For
Right.
I heard it's more of an upscale upbeat because Carmelo Anthony's his parents they're well off. They have a decent house.
Right. Absolutely.
They were taken care of, so they put him in a decent school. But as we all know, I don't know if they knew or not, but I'm pretty sure they now found out that it's a racist environment in Texas. It's not.
Absolutely.
You got sundown towns, and 9 times out of 10, they probably was in a sundown town and just didn't pay
it's not a
attention to
sundown
it.
town. Don't go a little too far.
We don't know. I said we don't know if it was
Right,
a sundown town.
exactly. So let's keep tracking. Listen to what he says.
It's absolutely fucking insane. Let's put it like this. The prosecution and the jury bought it that the bullying and the push was not provocation. So what if Carmelo would have punched Austin and then Austin stabbed Carmelo? They've already told us the shove wasn't provocation, so the provocation would have been the punch. They would not have called Austin a murderer. They would have said he had stand your ground.
Bingo.
Protection. That's exactly what would have fucking happened. But yet, the smaller black kid, Carmelo, who's surrounded by Austin, his brother, all his big football buddies, who have been told by the coach to protect the tent, pushing and shoving on him, he doesn't have a right to fear for his life.
Oh, pushing and shoving on him. So, which goes back to everybody, the very first clip that I played, which the gentleman saw the actual tape. So people saw the tape. And they did this because hold on, Diamond, because it was being so messy. It was already so messy, right? And then again, that's why I say this has something to do with a conspiracy. They moved kind of fast. I think it's just my opinion. I think it's the Epstein files again, Diamond. Another distraction to keep the people confused with this situation that's going on now. It happened too fast.
Right, and I agree with him.
Part of the conspiracy. This man allegedly could be locked up just for a distraction of what happened to the Epstein file, and you heard it from me.
And what he just said was correct. The coach needs to be sued.
He should be
sued. I
sued.
don't know why the parents haven't even filed suit on him yet. Because if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for these adults that were around,
sounds like the coach was racist.
So exactly. The Fulik says, why was he in the opposing school's tent in the first place? Now, why was what was his name, Hunter? Why was Hunter, right? Austin, excuse me. Why was Austin at the tent? He was suspended.
Exactly.
He's asking why was Carmelo
actually? Sorry, Miss Liz. Ain't no telling if Carmelo actually lived in that area and he was comfortable with playing in that area, like in the sport that he likes to do.
Well, Band-Aid gang, everybody that's new, please subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna keep boots on the ground because I done found a lot of shit. I can't make this shit up. So here's the thing. All of the stuff and all the questions that everybody that's in my chat want to hear, I have them right here for you today on the timeline. So let's continue, Diamond, and we're going to rock a show.
He doesn't have a right to think that there might be more coming. He was failed by the teacher who asked him to come there, who should be sued. What a fucking joke that was.
Just like Diamond said, Miss Leah said, they need to be sued, gang.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be sued.
Yeah.
Instead of They should have got some real security if somebody needed to protect the tent, not Austin. Well, in the first place, what did the tent need to be protected for?
It's
if you need
outdoors.
protection like that, hire some security.
It's a track meet. What the hell you got in it till you sit down nothing but water?
Gonna run off with a snack? A fast runner gonna run off with a snack? A safe? Tell us, please, Band-Aid gang.
Right, and they always want to play the victim card after they do something wrong. I've noticed about
Right.
beats. That's how they move.
Right.
Hey, yo, it's a lot of gems on this slide I made, y'all. Let's go.
He was failed by the judge. He was failed by the prosecution who overcharged him. He was failed by the state of Texas and their fucked up laws. He was failed by his own defense attorney who didn't make him go up on the stand and tell the jury why he feared for his life. You have to do that. He has to tell it from his own words, and the defense did not do that. Karmelo Anthony was failed by the entire fucking system, and the black community just has to consider it another day in America. It's a fucking travesty.
Thank you.
It is. Tell it if the defense attorney got paid off.
So people are upset about that.
Now everybody has their opinion. Now this is this guy's opinion. See, I can't be biased on the channel. So I'm pretty sure that the Fulix, if I'm saying it right, will be very impressed with what this gentleman has to say. And just like the Nedla, if I'm saying it right, it was raining. Now,
Karmelo Anthony wasn't suspended. Austin Metcalf was suspended from the team.
Now he's saying weeks ago, Miss Liz. Now we're gonna have to investigate that. As far as that's how rumors get started. Don't come over here starting rumors, gang. You got to show proof that Karmelo was suspended weeks before. So he isn't allowed to be at the school event either. Okay, so guess what? Two wrongs don't make a right. So weeks before, and the dude was suspended the other day. So
why would
wrong? So sorry about that. You're gonna have to find another little thing to come over here with. But this guy is speaking your favor. So listen what this dope fiend says, gang. Allegedly. I said, damn, listen.
Verdict in Karmelo Anthony case. They're saying it's because he didn't have any black jurors. But here's the commonsensical thing that nobody wants to say. Frisco, Texas is a predominantly white suburb. When you commit a crime in a community,
hell yes, white.
By that community. That's just
listen to what he say, Miss Liz. Now, the Fulix, he gonna love this. The Fulix, you gonna love this, gang.
When you commit a crime in a community, you get judged by that community. That's just how the jury system works. But check this out. Karmelo Anthony wasn't from somewhere else. He lived in that community. He went to school there and chose to bring a knife there. So here's the question. If you're out here committing crimes and you don't want an all-white jury, do you think maybe you shouldn't commit those crimes in all-white neighborhoods?
I am praying. Now, what does everybody feel about that?
First of all,
I'll let you go first.
He didn't bring a knife. He brought something that was perfectly legal out there. First of all. Second of all, even if he was around minorities or not, does not give them the right to sit here and just make it an all-white jury on purpose. You mean to tell me ain't not one black person other than them and his family live in that area? You got to be lying. There's no way you can just tell me, oh, it's majority white. What is that supposed to mean? You mean to tell me there ain't no other families that live in that area? Like I said,
well, I think there was an Asian. I think there was an Indian. But some of these people, when they come over here as foreigners, they're already taught. Did y'all hear what some of these people are taught before they to get their papers over here to watch out for black people? Y'all heard that story? That they tell these foreigners before they enter the country, before they get their green card, is watch out for the black man, gang. I said, damn.
Delete that, Dove.
Ban on baby.
Yeah, delete that comment.
Ban. No.
You drop another comment, I'm gonna knock your drawers off. Don't come over here with that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get banned if they.
This is what, and I watched something today about that. We all work, we gainfully employed, and the fruits of your labor, all of us, what you want to do is you want to live somewhere nice. Who wants to live in the fucking hood?
Bingo.
Exactly.
That's the American dream, is to purchase you a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood. And where are those neighborhoods mostly located? White neighborhoods.
Exactly, and remember the fact
Suburbs.
that certain states was trying to make all white neighborhoods. Just in Arkansas, they just created a all white neighborhood, and they were legally able to do so. Right? In other states, they were attempting to try to do the same thing to allow them to have the ability to create all white neighborhoods. Why all of a sudden now, all these years since civil rights started, do we want to start doing this whites only thing again? Is it because they're fearing the fact that diversity is getting too strong,
Possibility.
or can they accept the fact that maybe they need to be more inclusive? Like today, I just went into Fairway. I don't know if you know where Fairway is. It's a uppity scale restaurant. I went in there, and the first thing they did was get on their walkie talkies.
That
And
don't
I went
mean
in
they was
there.
getting on the walkie-talkie to talk about you, Diamond.
I was the only
Anybody can
person
look at
in
you and
there.
tell that you ain't no damn criminal. Stop getting yourself put up in like you a criminal.
Anywho,
You don't go nowhere
anywho,
looking like no
it's a
damn criminal.
difference than going into High V and going in the Fairway. I said what I said. Now, if you agree with me, put it in the comments.
Ain't
Now,
nobody gonna agree with you.
I will say this. I
Ain't
will say
nobody gonna
this.
agree with you that know you.
Once they realized I was not a threat, once they realized I wasn't gonna steal anything, they started being hospitable to me. Then they actually gave me a lot of
Now Eric says, Diamond, answer this, Diamond. Eric, hold on, let me let what's up, Dr. E? What up, gang?
Hey, what's up? I was trying to just, catch up and listen. Do you guys hear me?
Absolutely, loud and clear. Now here's the thing, Dr. E, Diamond, you done said your thing, and it came up here and tried to say people done got on the walkie-talkie because you walked up in the mall. I said, damn.
It wasn't a mall, it was a store. Now, if you know where Fairway is in the comments, put a 1 in the comments if you know where Fairway is.
There ain't nobody gonna put no 1 in the comment.
Fairway.
So anyway, anywho, Dr. E, I love you, Diamond.
Yeah,
we gotta rock the show. If we wasn't, we gotta rock.
What's up, gang? Liz, how you doing? Diamond.
Hey, Dr. E,
What's up,
how
Dr.
you
E?
doing?
So, Dr. E,
all right.
Eric says that's ill. Now, it's the perfect person to write. Vision Goddess, come on up here. Get up in the game, gang. Come on, get off that bench.
I'm boycotting. I'm boycotting.
Put you in the game. Get on up here. We want to hear your thoughts.
But you know what? What you just said, Dr. Dove, was true.
Nurse 59, you two, let's get the whole panel.
A lot of the foreigners that come over here, they are taught to be discriminatory.
Diamond, we already said that. You late.
I'm just agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Right. So we stay at the mall real quick. Let me ask Dr. E this question. Dr. E, I still love you, Diamond. You always on point.
It's a store.
The store. Eric says that's illegal. It doesn't happen. There's no all white neighborhoods. How do you feel about that, Dr. E?
Not true.
It's not supposed. It's not supposed to be, but I would say this: like, well, Frisco, right? What we talking about in Texas? It is predominantly, from what I understand and what I've seen, it is predominantly white, but it's not all, because I got about 5 Grambling friends that actually live over there. They got, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about, I guess, like Miss Liz said, it's all about, people want a decent community. Not saying it's so much white, but they just want to live in a community that's nice. I'm trying to get a house in Dallas and Fort Worth right now, and I'm looking at nice neighborhoods that I want to move into, but something I can afford. You know what I mean? So when you do that and start coming in and affordability, if you want to call it that, they start moving. That's what they have done in the past, right? And what's the other part you was asking me?
Well, that's all he said.
He was,
Right. Hold on. I got the data to that. Hold on 1 second, because somebody said that that is illegal in the whole 50 states. No, it's
well,
not.
well, technically it's not illegal because it's called an HOA. They'll keep the blacks out of there too. Them damn HOA fees will get your ass too. Rules and regulations.
So,
Shit.
according to Google, it says an intentional, exclusive, all-white settlement named "Return to the Land" is located on a 160-acre compound in rural
Compound. Keyword.
Raventon, Arkansas. The private membership
Compound means
community
private property.
strictly vets applicants and based on European ancestry, exhibitly barring Jewish, Black, and LGBT individuals. The the settlement is
Oh,
currently the target of a federal discrimination lawsuits. That's included.
so
That's from Google.
you just gotta mention, Diamond. I mean, if it's a compound, that means it's private property. I mean, they wouldn't bought 160 acres and they got like a exclusive club. So in that case, if they want to have one of them cult-like communities, they can do that. You know, they can base it on religion or whatever they want to base it on. Like you said, LGBTQ community or whatever they want to do,
Right.
because that's private property. You said a compound. So there's a difference between buying a neighborhood where everybody has individual lots and own houses. You can't discriminate right there. But when it's come to a private property, say no, this whole 160 acres is ours, then they can actually
160 acres.
wow. Huh?
160 acres.
Right. So that's private property.
How
You can't get
big
mad
is 160 acres, you guys?
about probably about
That's a
a
lot.
little small. Yeah, it's a little small town because 1 acre can be about a half a block. My parents got like 7 acres in Alabama, and that's like a block in California. You feel what I'm saying? So 160, yeah, you're looking at like a little small town itself. But that's what they said. It's a compound, but it's theirs. You can't get mad because they say, "Oh, we want this for ourselves." It's a club. It's like somebody buying a deer hunting club for 1,000 acres, and they got where they just hunt deer. You can't get mad because they don't want to let you up in there. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying
That's
is,
good
I
that
was
you hey,
answering
Diamond.
the person in the comments that said that was illegal, that there was none that was like that. No state had that going on, and I'm saying, as clearly we could just tell, that they are creating those. But there are some towns and cities that are actually rejecting it. They do votes. I can't think of what the other state was other city that just did a vote on it, where they were trying to do the same exact thing in another
I
state.
mean,
So just saying.
wouldn't it be the same? For example, if you say the Mormons have 200 acres of private property that you have to be a Mormon to live on, would that be discriminatory,
No,
or would that just be based off?
it'll be based off of what they want to do in that area. But now, my thing is, if they're
Now
doing
hold on,
illegal
Diamond. We got to get
activity,
to the next clip, gang. We got to get to the next clip. Let's go to the next clip, y'all.
And the guy that Karmelo Anthony gets found innocent. Because a lot of these white folks need to understand you cannot go around putting your hands on people and expecting nothing to happen. You cannot go around talking shit to people and expecting nothing to happen. That's your white privilege. You've been around the white folks too long. You think nobody gonna put hands on you or do nothing to you.
So after Karmelo Anthony was found guilty, this is his father's reaction.
It showed very clearly that a black boy was allowed not one black soul on a jury. An all white jury convicted him in 2 to 3 hours. We know that they did not prove their case. They are currently sentencing Karmelo Anthony, but we know that the Next Generation Action Network put the first $10,000 towards an appellate attorney. And we will fight Collin County like hell. I respected this process. I allowed and called for peace in this process. But Black America should be very upset about what went on today. Now, before all of the internet lawyers and before all of the interpretation of the situation, I'm only an advocacy leader. I'm not an attorney. I can only help families be able to navigate these processes when they find themselves in this type of situation. I can only allow lawyers to be what they are, lawyers. I can't instruct them. I can't stop them from doing anything. I have to respect the process just like anybody else. But what we saw today was flawed, unjust, And I ask that the community continue to pray for the Anthony family. I do not speak for them, but I know that the Next Generation Action Network will be here as support. My heart hurts right now because an ignorance of the law was done here today. Clear. We
I
posted the jury
agree.
instructions. And right now, what we are seeing is a travesty. It lets us that Black lives do not matter in the criminal justice system. It lets us know that we are not going to be afforded the same laws as anybody else. And I give a damn about nobody that feels like I'm playing the race card here. For 400 years, our people have been at the liberty and have had to suffer at the liberty of these laws. I'm speaking facts because the blood of slavery is in my blood, not your blood. And it's not for you to look at me and say, I'm playing the race card. I'm just a Black man living in America. The fact supports that. You say I'm upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. I respected this process. But we're going to fight like hell to make sure that Collin County know that Karmelo Anthony is not going to go away. I want to thank all of the people who traveled across this country, to all of the media's community supporters and people who have taken Karmelo Anthony as their own baby. I salute you. I thank you. And we got work to do.
Austin was a student at Memorial
I
High
got a quick
School, while
question, real
Anthony
quick.
attended Centennial
Can you
High
pause that
School.
real quick?
According to prosecutors, the evidence presented during
Dove, I got a quick question. Why didn't the other son of the Metcalfs and the crew, the football crew, whatever, that was jumping on Anthony, why didn't they get charged with assault?
Right.
Exactly.
Because you know why. You know why. They have to be looked at as the victims because he was portrayed as the aggressor.
As the aggressor.
Right, but when they came and physically jumped on him, that
But
was assault.
Did you see Dr. E how the father still said how he held his composure and still say he had faith in the system?
I don't know how you can have faith in this.
He said he
that's always our case. No,
but he has to fight. It took a lot of power to say with composure and maintain when your son just got 25 years.
That's that civil rights mentality. You know, the whole thing of bowing.
It'll work out for the good.
Yeah. You know, this generation are having that. You know, and it's just like I said, the only reason they got away with what they got away with is because of the areas in the state. Had that been in California, it would have been a riot after that. You know what I'm saying? It would have been an uprising, but nobody would have stood for that.
Yeah, if in California,
you already know that
they would have told up.
Yeah,
Right. That took too long to actually, for Black people really to actually react to this. I think they just thought, okay, it's self-defense, whatever. They didn't. I think that's how I felt. Like it was okay, it's self-defense. He probably ain't gonna get no time for it.
I think it's the area because, like I said, you know, that area is like a different class and status of people, and
Absolutely.
you know, like I said, predominantly mostly white, and you know, and the other people are foreigners. So at the end of the day, he didn't have a what you call it a jury of his peers, and nobody stepped up to say anything. Even the blacks that live there, and I'm speaking on the blacks that live there. Like I said, I have 5 people that went to school with me that live in that area. You know what I'm saying? So I know that they have money, and they didn't try to, you know, they didn't pull them up to be on a jury. They should have been on the jury. That's 5 people I know.
They didn't want the jury is supposed to be what? Comprised of someone of your peers, made up of your peers. Was that jury made up of his peers?
Not at all.
No, not at all.
Right, but you know what? I wonder if a lot of them got paid off too. And my thing is, I think that Anthony, if they're gonna have him housed anywhere, should be out of the state of Texas. I don't think that he should be there anymore. If they're gonna hold him, he shouldn't be in Texas prison, jail, any of that. Because you realize that, like everybody knows, it's racist, right? So putting him in confinement around a bunch of racists, do you think that's gonna be healthy for him anyway? Where he's trying to probably fight this appeal.
He's gonna have to fight the appeal, and he's gonna have to get him a dog. I say Charles
attorney
Adams.
that's gonna move him away from the area. That's what I think should happen. He should no
Change of
longer
venue.
be.
Why
Yep.
didn't the damn? That's another thing. Why didn't his defense counsel put in change of venue?
That's what I'm saying. That's what gives me to think that maybe the defense attorney was paid off. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm gonna ban him up out of here. I gave you a chance many times, buddy. I'm gonna ban you up out of here. Let's go, gang.
It's really sad when you can't even have a live, but it's all good.
Let's go, gang.
The state's case supports a charge of murder rather than self-defense. The state argues that the confrontation began during a weather delay when student athletes gathered under team tents. Prosecutors say Anthony was sitting under the Memorial High School tent.
Remind you, somebody in the comment section said, somebody asked, why was he under the tent? It was raining. It was raining, y'all. So who's not going to go to the nearest shelter where it's raining?
Right.
And they wanted him to go back out in the rain. They wanted to put him back out in the rain. They wanted to say, get your ass up out of here, because they were sent, and not only was they sent, they were suspended from school, gang. And they were called to protect the tent, when they should have been at home where students that are kicked out should be.
Right.
Not the coach call and say, come out and protect the tent, Austin. He was clearly surrounded.
Yeah, why were they
seen the tape.
What did they get kicked out of school?
Because they refused to go to another track meet. They chose to go fishing.
They were suspended from the team. They were suspended from the team.
From the team. Oh. And the coach calls them and say, hey, you need to step up, gang. You need to step up. So while you stepping up, I need you to come down here and protect the tent. Protect the tent?
Yeah, it was all protect.
And so why didn't defense counsel call the coach on the stand and ask him, what did you mean when you sent Austin the text, come and protect the tent? What did you mean when you sent that? Protect the tent in what way?
It's documented, gang. This is what we do over here. And we're going to stay on top of the game like a scoreboard. When I get on you, I'm on you. You can't get us off. This Band-Aid game. Now, when we leave, we'll leave you a couple Band-Aids. And if you come in my chat, we'll shoot you to the moon. Yeah, I can't make this shit up. So now listen, y'all. This is how we going to rock this. So we're going to listen to some more. We got some gems on this slide, y'all. Let's go.
Despite not being a Memorial student, multiple witnesses testified that several Memorial students asked Anthony to leave the area.
Several students, gang. So we go back to the beginning of the clip. So where the man said he was surrounded, and there was one other student that was pacing back and forth, trying to distract some of the teachers from watching what was going on. So basically it was kind of premeditated. They knew what they was going to do. They was coming like a gang. So we hear the news saying that these guys approached this man. I can't make this shit up. I ain't making it up. Listen to the news. Listen what they telling you. Listen to all the people that actually saw a clear footage. Now, then you hear, so now we don't know, because you know what, gang? We just spectators. Some of us is watching from the nosebleeds. Some of us can't even go to the stadium. We just listening through the radio. So all of us getting a different opinion, right? So this shit is scattered, but we have heard that there was footage that you could not see. That it was gritty, grimy, foggy. You couldn't see none of it. Then you got a man that was in there saying you see things so clear that you can see the raindrops clearly. I said, damn. Now feel free, like Kevin, we accept everything, as long as you don't come up in here trying to spam a chat, because we'll do you all type of ways. So now listen, y'all. Now listen, let's go. We got some gems here. Let's go.
Yeah. According to the state's theory, tensions escalated after Austin Metcalf also told Anthony to move. Prosecutors claim
So they told him to move. It escalated. For one, it's one man there. He ain't got no backup. How's it gonna escalate? Only thing that's gonna escalate is if it's a lot of people make shit escalate. So you got a lot of people around one person who was sitting down and did not stand up. And tell me, how did his backpack end up all the way up at the top of the bleachers from where he was standing at? Somebody please tell me that, because dude took his backpack and threw it. Hit the like button, gang. We're going to do them all type of ways tonight. Stop playing with us. Let's go.
The encounter quickly turned violent.
Go ahead, Miss Liz.
So wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
It's raining outside.
Yes, ma'am.
Karmelo Anthony's team doesn't have a tent, so he takes shelter at the rival team's tent.
Right.
They
and y'all
catch
see
up.
what it looked like. If I may intervene, I'm going to let you finish that. When you look at the footage, all you see is one tent, y'all. So she's totally right. Go ahead, Miss Liz.
So it's a universal tent, so to speak. Anybody can come up and try to keep dry.
Right.
Or take cover or whatever you want to call it. So these group of teens get upset because there's a colored boy getting shelter.
Right.
Okay.
So they also went to rival schools is what's going on, like the track meet. Is that what's going on? You know, I'm kind of catching that. So I was thinking they all was members of the
We got it right here. Everybody finna find out tonight. Watch this. Let's go, y'all.
Violent and resulted in Austin being stabbed.
Oh, we already got the money set aside for appeals bond. Why? All white jury, the judge and the DA are buddies, along with the dad, best friends. That's been our trump card. We've been holding. We already knew that, but we wanted everything to play out how they had it. I can't wait till I walk. The family, we waiting on each other.
Come on, Charles.
I've been riding with the family, nigga, since day one. I'm sorry, since day 5. Listen, the prosecution came back. Now, when did white folks start having compassion? All white jury, everybody 50 plus older. You mean to tell me they can't find nobody that's a jury of his peers?
Right.
A jury of his peers. I cannot believe Collin County dropped the ball like this here. I cannot believe, as racist as Collin County has been since they have existed, all them white people talking about what they gonna do, they ain't gonna do shit, nigga. They ain't gonna do shit. When Makai Johnson and Galvin Long killed them motherfucking white police officers, you white motherfuckers didn't do a goddamn thing. Not no guilty. If you think they're gonna find him guilty and they just put manslaughter on as a charge and it wasn't on there in the beginning, you don't know law, cracker. You like the dumb white boy that had the whip. He can't spell either, nigga. Yeah. God has spoken. And you cannot make me believe that as many gray-haired white women on that jury that's dealing with white guilt about going to heaven is not gonna have no compassion about a kid that's been straight A from the time he's ever read a book in school, has no history of violence, has saved children's lives by risking his own life by jumping in and save somebody from drowning. This kid has no violence. Austin, on the other hand, is a violent brute with some sexual rape allegations hanging on his head. That's why, man, they coerced them kids. But one thing about kids.
Wait a minute, what did he say, Miss Liz?
He said Austin had.
It's a violent brute.
Rewind it back. Oh yeah, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. That boy, that young man got railroaded.
Hit the like button. I told y'all we don't play over here, gang.
He got railroaded. Run that back again, C-Dub. Run that back.
I told y'all we gonna have to stay on top of this like the scoreboard. They got the wrong group on the case, and we call Band-Aid gang. We gonna leave Band-Aid gangs off. We gonna leave Band-Aid. Put the Band-Aids in the chat, y'all. Let's go.
This is the pre-civil rights. Wow.
Put some Band-Aids in the chat, y'all. Let's get it.
I hope they get Charles on this. Charles is a beast.
How white women on that jewelry that's dealing with white guilt about going to heaven is not gonna have no compassion about a kid that's been straight A from the time he's ever read a book in school, has no history of violence, has saved children's lives by risking his own life by jumping in to save somebody from drowning. This kid has no violence. Austin, on the other hand, is a violent brute with some sexual rape allegations hanging on his ass.
Uh-oh. He got some sexual rape allegations. I said, damn. Now that's alleged. I said, damn. Well, you hear now, we got some other new news you ain't heard, Brad. Brad, we got some new news, Brad.
This your channel. I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah, get in here. We just don't. We all in it together, gang. We in the car, riding the car. We driving. Let's go.
That's why, man, they coerce them kids. But one thing about kids can't lie to professionals under pressure. When you gave a statement in the beginning, you can't come back and amend it later and say, well,
that's right.
No,
he told the truth on that.
Say it again, Ms. Leah. Say it
when they gave the statement the first time, you can't come back and change that statement. You can't amend it.
Bingo. Hit the like button.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our...
Look at the fake cry. They don't tear coming out his mouth. Stop changing your voice. Let's go.
Our tent at track, we asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack.
He had no reason of grabbing his backpack. He threw his backpack. So who is the aggressor? Who is the aggressor, gang? Austin. Then they thought it was their tent. Because guess why? Because the coach told them to come protect it. See, when the coach, like they said, he need to be charged.
The coach need to be charged. And let me ask you guys this. What type of athlete was Karmelo Anthony? Was he a star athlete? Was he, what type of athlete was he?
My bad, Miss Leah.
What type of athlete was it? Because a lot of times these coaches and these other teams, they do dirty shit like this to jeopardize scholarships, to jeopardize, future things for these athletes, especially the black athletes.
Yeah, this was a rival thing. This could have been some rivals. We don't want him over here. Y'all know how schools is?
That's a big part
because
of
they already feel a way.
He could have been killing their school in whatever sport he was playing.
Because they already feel a way because these black kids are going to school, going to these private schools for free.
Right. Yep. All that. And then they're rival schools too. So it's probably an underlying black and white thing too that's been going on for years. But they're in the same division, so they playing each other or racing against each other. You know what I mean? And they probably have hate for the other school, and because they probably be winning. The black school probably be winning all the track meets. I'm pretty sure. You feel what I'm saying? And they hating that. And like you said, they're a private school, and they don't like that either. They get all the scholarships, all in the newspaper. They don't like it. They don't like it.
So I grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could.
So Cody, why he grab his backpack, Cody? You done skipped over what happened when he grabbed the backpack, Cody. He had no reason to grab his backpack. That's his personal belongings. When he picked and took his backpack, he took his personal belongings. That's just like somebody trespassing. Somebody trespassed. He trespassed. He trespassed when he stole his bag. That's theft. Right? Because that's theft. Let's break it all the way down. You stole his backpack. Because you took it, and your brother just got up here and said Austin took the backpack from him.
Damn,
Why they take that's theft of property. That don't belong to him. It's my backpack. What you take my backpack for? What y'all surround me for? And let's not forget, gang. The man that seen the tape said they was put that the brother, the one that was just speaking, Cody pushed. And then Austin punched. Didn't he say it? So it was a push and a punch. Scuffle. Did I mention that? Clearly seen on tape. See, this is one of the reasons. See, dope fiends, a Band-Aid game. We already on top of the game like scoreboard. But let me ask you another question. Ain't it? This wasn't no Fed case, Miss Liz.
This is a state case.
So tell us why we couldn't get up in that courtroom. This ain't the P. Diddy trial. This ain't the P. Diddy trial. They did him like P. Diddy, gang.
Yeah, they did him dirty. Yeah, they did him dirty.
In there. We wanted to see the emotions. We wanted to see everything. Why we couldn't see what was going on in that courtroom, gang.
And the judge's name is John Roach.
John Roach, Cockroach John. They scattered when the lights came on. See, when the lights came on, he scattered. Doing that sneaky shit. That's why his last name Roach. That's why his last name Roach. Let's stop right there, gang. The brother went up there and just said, Cody a name. Cody just said in real time that Austin took his backpack and Nurse 59 took it. Mind you, Karmelo was sitting down and never stood up. He's surrounded by a bunch of guys. Now everybody heard that it was a group of guys that approached Karmelo. Again, let me make it resonate in your mind. They kicked out of school, gang. They kicked out of school. They ain't even supposed to be there. What they call that privilege. I ain't gonna put the W in front of it. He had privilege.
Okay, let me say this. So I don't know any thugs to get straight A's. E-Rock.
E-Rock said, ain't no sneaky S. The kid was a sneaky little F word, acting like a thug. So since you want to act like a thug, now you're doing time. Act like a thug. See, this is what I'm saying.
I'm not understanding why they always try to assume that white folks don't be acting like thugs themselves. Look at the person in the White House. He act more thuggish than any black person I've ever met.
Get him out of here.
I ain't gonna ban you, E-Rock, because you want to
playing black people are thugs because more white people act more thuggish than black folks.
What thug gets straight A's?
E-Rock, I'm gonna get you up out of here. Be respectful.
What thug gets straight A's?
That part. So he gets straight A's, right?
Because he black, he got to be a thug. Last time I checked, his family had money and they were clean and they had a nice home. They had good jobs. What are you talking about? That boy wasn't no thug.
You can't be black.
Who was thuggish was that team that decided to come over and try to bully him. That was thuggish.
But yeah, exactly. When you want to think about it, we all in the same country. We all in this big old thing they call a melting pot. We in war with Iran, but we in war with our own country to where the kids ain't cool enough and the teachers ain't teaching them. Hey, we all together, no matter what. We got a lot of things going on in this country, and they still segregating, letting the kids segregate each other.
Exactly, and who needs to go
playing with us, gang.
Is that guy in the wheelchair and that governor in the wheelchair? He needs to go. He needs to go. That's who needs to go. Because clearly,
E-Rock, why are you ignoring E-Rock? The whole situation started with bullying. That's bullying. Listen, gang, it's all right here. I can't make it up.
When he
This is why, E-Rock. E-Rock, Band-Aid Gang. The best channel soon to come. We finna tear their ass up. So now listen
Well,
to this, y'all.
we hope you don't have any children that's ever in that situation where they have to defend themselves, E-Rock. And then you come on here and saying all these things that you're saying. Because he had a right to defend himself.
You're
This
right,
is
and
what
as
we
you
do,
see
gang.
in this video,
We
he
show
try to act
people
like he's the innocent one, like he's the
Shit.
victim.
And
How are
then you
you the
got to,
victim when
I
y'all
can't
need to
stand this.
learn a lesson? Hold on, they need to learn a lesson the hard way because their father
that's
taught them
true.
the wrong way.
But
To
Diamond, let me
when
say
you
this little
put your
piece. Let me
hands on
say this.
people, stuff happens.
Let me get this off, Diamond. Let me get this shot off real quick. Now, E-Rock, you said William. Now, this is what we do on the channel. We show you. We ain't got to live like this. We showing it right. We break stuff down over here. And yes, you're right. It's me, Shy. We all need to unite. It's me, Shy. And that's funny. Your name it's me, Shay. It's me, Shay. That sounds like Filipino, like you talking Filipino, like it's me, Shay. It's me, Shay. It's me, Shay. But anyway, gang, listen. Watch me do them all type of ways. Thank you, Lux Demis. Thank you. Yuck. Now listen to this. Tell him call me back. I'm online.
Hey, can you hear me, Dev?
Nope. Where Miss Liz go?
What
I'm
just
just
happened?
playing.
I can't hear nothing.
Damn it, I can hear you. Can you? Okay. Now watch me do them all type of ways. Now let me show you the bullying part. Let's talk about the bullying part.
What you said that night is law. Back up right up.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent.
So, it was their tent. Let's get to the bullying. He was under their tent. Him and his brother were suspended. Big boys. Called back to protect the tent. To protect the tent, gang. Now let's track.
At track, they asked him to move.
They asked him to move. They asked. See, y'all know kids they ain't come. Can you please move? They came rat packing. They came in a group. People saw the tape. They came in a group. Now listen, they coming in a group. Now tell me this ain't bullying. Now listen, y'all.
Started getting aggressive.
They said he tried to get aggressive. Y'all came to him. He wasn't aggressive at first.
Oh, because he's supposed to say yes, sir. Yes,
right.
Sir, with his head down. What? We are in. This is a new time, new era. But like I said, his father probably was taught to be like that.
This is teaching exactly.
Where Miss Liz go, by the way? Did she accidentally drop?
No, I can hear you real good.
All right.
So, hold on, I'm putting my charger in my laptop, y'all. Hold on real quick.
I don't know where Miss Liz went. That's what I was asking.
Oh, okay, Dr. E back up. Now I'm showing y'all the bullying, right? So let's break it down. Let's do what we do best. Thank you, right. E-Rock is a part of the systematic problem. Right, and it's a lot, you know, it's some rough times going on in America right now. And this is just another distraction from the Epstein files. So now look, y'all.
Reckless, and my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like,
So his brother stepped in and said, "Hey, you need to move." That's bullying. That's bullying. The brother could have went and somebody could have got a teacher instead of one of the kids trying to distract the teacher from looking at what was going on. Where the teachers at? Where's the real security if you needed somebody to come protect the tent? If you need protection at your tent, then you need some security guards.
Right, and that's what makes me believe that they've been doing this for a while towards
Exactly.
the
Hit the
African
like button.
American or diversity towards their group. Now, mind you, if Anthony wasn't the only black person that went to that school, they probably been trying to segregate themselves for a while now. So
Right.
that's why I feel like they probably been doing that, trying to keep people out of their area, not
Right.
including Anthony, but he came and he was the target at that particular time. There's probably other people that they have bullied to move from that area in their tents before Anthony ever even came over there for other prior events of practice or whatever they were doing.
Exactly.
This is not a new thing for them. But what I don't understand and what I keep saying and what
Diamond, hold on. We gotta stay on track.
right, I was just saying me and Miss Liz agreed that there had to have been some type of situation that happened before this.
I agree. I agree. Dr. E, what about you?
Oh, you mean like something personal between the two
Personal.
brothers
Right.
and yeah, it's possible. Like you said, he's a
Yeah.
star. If he was an athlete as well, and like you said, maybe some jealousy there. He's better than
Yeah.
him.
And it's a possibility that some of this might come out. Some of it might come out. Some more, y'all know a lot more stuff is about to get leaked.
Oh, now
So they
that people are activated, trust and believe, people gonna come out the
So they
woodworks.
can,
You know all those.
so they can appeal it, right? I mean, they can appeal the decision and bring it back up and like bring more evidence, right? The show, like what we're talking about now. Like, look, this is that was going on before their rivals and all this other kind of stuff, or with their rival schools, and it's been a racial tension between the schools for years. They bring a lot of that stuff back up when they bid and like change the charges.
But the biggest thing that they need to appeal on is the fact that the judge should have recused himself. That is the biggest problem. The judge was best friends with the plaintiff's father. Okay,
What?
so them being friends and they
What?
pictures together and everything together, he should have recused himself.
Oh man,
Diamond,
so
Brad
another
Noby
judge.
says, one question, Diamond. Why do you think the defense kept Karmelo from taking the stand?
Because they were paid off to tell him not to, because they knew if he would have said his statement, it would have
That's alleged.
contradicted
That's
what
alleged.
okay,
We don't want to
alleged
start rumors.
that if he would have took the stand, whatever he said would have contradicted whatever they were trying to do on the plaintiff side. So if the defense was working with the plaintiff's attorney, if they were
Okay.
working hand in hand together, they already knew that they were trying to get him time anyway. So what I think was happening, and I'm saying this, that the defense was working with the prosecution, with the plaintiff side, and they both collectively planned this out before it even happened. That's what I think. That's the
now
reason why the
okay,
case went by so fast, how they sentenced him so
yeah, I
fast.
get it.
All of this, usually stuff drags out for a while. This case ended way too quick.
And why
Dr.
did
E, you
it
want to
not get more?
elaborate?
Yeah, I'm wondering why this case is not getting more national attention, and especially for the outcome of the whole trial, because this is some 1950, free civil rights stuff going on right before our face, and nobody said nothing about it.
Right.
No, where's Al
Well,
Sharpton at?
it
Brad
took
said
years
very speedy
before
trial.
black people really started saying anything about this. You know that, right? It
Uh,
really didn't register to black, like, when it first happened, black people wasn't talking about it that much. It took a minute for people to
distracted.
really focus on this case.
We too distracted. That's what it comes. I'm like, this is a major situation, and especially the outcome of it. And for not to be nationally getting attention unless it's a death, that doesn't make any sense. I can't
Right, but
believe
how
this is what.
fast they went about this case is an eye opener to a lot of people too,
Right.
because ain't no case that is involving a unaliving gonna be rapid like
Diamond, let
this.
me read.
And then for my black people, real quick, yeah, I was going to say real quick, my black people are really disappointed that, like I said, it's enough black people that could have made a little noise in Frisco. I'm just saying, it's people that live there. It's not totally 100% white. It's not.
Right. So it says
Go
here on
ahead.
this comment, Kamikaze said it's called kangaroo courtroom and a kangaroo court system. They knew that the video showed the self-defense. And yes, there was a weapon involved because there was more than one person. That is legal. Hit the like button. Facts.
Yeah,
Burnett
not to
says
mention
nobody
it's
knows.
Texas.
Hold on, Diamond. Nurse 59 says it was already decided. Kamikaze says, and the argument of the case would be what legally, how you say that? Legality,
Reality.
legality, I can't pronounce it right, of the man stabbing another man, but there were several other people, and that young man felt threatened. He has every right to defend himself and his peers. Somebody put, slavery is back, 2026. I said, coming from Kamikaze, this the other day about how this case over with, it's just effing started. He said it just started, y'all. There's no way there was even enough time to go over all of the effing evidence, y'all, or video footage for the defense. Okay.
Exactly. And we don't even know if they even showed the video. And usually when you're dealing with a trial at this magnitude, they would have showed the video footage for the jury. They would have
And,
showed it in the
and,
trial. They didn't show any of it,
and,
if as far as I know of. Did they show the
and
video?
who was representing who was representing Carmelo? Who was representing him?
I don't know
the
him
black attorney.
specifically by name. Now this one, KC Bill says, listen, y'all. Now listen what you're saying, KC. You can't jump the gun. If the black kid would have died, you guys would be screaming he needs the death penalty. So shut up.
No, the point is self-defense is self-defense. Now, if this would have been reversed, there wouldn't have been a case or a trial. These two boys, if this would have been a reverse situation, and this white boy right here that's sitting here crying crocodile tears because his brother and him put themselves in a bad position. If it would have been reversed, they would have gave him self-defense. He wouldn't have served no time in jail. And that would have been that. They wouldn't even talked about it no more. Because it's reversed and it's a black man that took a white person's life because they decided to want to come and bully and mistreat this boy that was of color. Now all of a sudden you guys want sympathy for the person that got unalived, when honestly this could have been avoided if they wouldn't even walked over to him, and if they wouldn't have been coerced to go and be bullies and force people out of a tent, which I feel like the school should be sued, the coach should be sued. I feel like this is a long going thing that's been going on for a while, and ain't no telling if other kids are gonna come forward that was bullied also by these kids or other kids that were around this coach, because it sounded like the coach was racist.
It's
They
clear
would have
race.
showed the video evidence. If they would have showed the video evidence coming from Kamikaze, the jury would have had a longer time to debate. They wouldn't have got it all over with that quick. The jurors need to all be investigated.
That's what I'm saying. Either someone was paid off. I think the defense attorney was paid off. I believe some people in the jury were paid off. You got to look at it. His father The twins' father is connected to some money. Okay, connected to
Absolutely.
money. If him to be best friends or close friends with the judge, he's connected to money. So all it takes is you having the right type of money to shut people up and have them fall in line. Just like what we're dealing with right now with the current federal government. All
That,
it takes is people with money
that
to
was
get people to fall in line and do the things that they want them to do. The
that,
bigger
that was a
bidding.
total that was a total prejudice jury though. The whole thing was bias and prejudice because if the judge know the coach and they all friends and the dad or whatever are friends with the coach and the judge, it's just too much. Everybody's like kumbaya. They all like family, and they
Right.
going against one person in the railroad.
Mhm.
And the whole system of this, not enough black people or of whatever race of denomination. It's not enough for them speaking up and doing anything about it. Like nobody cares.
But my thing is,
It's like, they
what really should happen though, Dr. E, listen, what really should happen is that now that when they go into appeal, they need to bring all the evidence they possibly can. And that means they need to also make sure that that video footage is shown for the jury right then and there. That should have happened in this situation. That's the reason why I'm saying, what defense attorney did this boy have? It just sounds like so many
exactly,
things were
that's the
left
other.
out on purpose, and that gives me pause on. And I feel like the defense attorney should be investigated. Who has she been? Who she? It was a he or she, whoever it was. We need to know who they've been in contact with for the last year. Well, since they've been attained as their attorney,
Well, Don,
because
I
if they
think we're on our
pull the
way.
records, they need to pull the phone records of the defense attorney to see who they've been in contact with. Because it just sounds like to me that they did not do their job strong enough, or they just thought it was just a open and closed case and didn't put enough effort into the case. But it just blatantly not showing the evidence of the video, the footage that they have, or that alone was just negligent. Not letting
Yeah, I agree.
not letting the defendant testify. That was another blatant situation that I feel
All
like.
right, Diamond, we about to move to the clip. Now let's get to the
All right.
bullying and run the rest of these clips. And you're absolutely right. You're killing them right now. Now listen to this, y'all.
He moved, also grabbed his backpack.
So he grabbed his backpack, and I say it again because I wanted to. He grabbed his backpack. He stole it. That's stealing. You took his backpack, you stole it. If we ain't cool and you already my aggressor, right, Diamond? Right? You come to me as aggressive to me and you snatch my backpack from me. You stole it, right, Diamond?
Exactly. You
I don't care if it was
deliberately
for a
threw
split
my
second.
stuff.
When he snatched the backpack, it was stealing. You stole his backpack. You took his property. If it was a vehicle, you hopped in his car and you rode off in his car. I said, damn. Now let's continue.
And we can also compare this situation to Kyle Rittenhouse.
Right, hold on, Diamond. We got to keep going.
Also grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could.
I got all the facts of the case. So there's a video that's been released by Frisco Independent School District because this is public information.
It's a video that's been released, Diamond, and it's public information, Band-Aid gang. Let's keep tracking. It's a video out. We on note. Now listen, y'all.
And if you want to see this video, you can go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf's dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video.
They don't want people to go see the video, gang. We got to look into this, Band-Aid gang. We got to look into this.
Why do you think Sarah J. Fields, she released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired? Because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Karmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get people elected.
I said, damn. There it is. There it is, gang. Let's keep going.
go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. That is what Sarah J. Fields has partnered with Austin's family in trying to do. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Austin, Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who abused the mom, and he thinks he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want anything to do with it.
So they come from a little rough background. So the daddy was abusing the mama. They come from a rough little background.
Jeff, that's why you don't see them standing in the camera together like you see the Karmelo Anthony's family doing. So let me stick to the case, to the facts, right? So Sarah has a lady who works for the Collin County courts who just lost her job, who released the indictment before anybody had this. So for whatever reason, Sarah is getting all this information, and she's coming to misconstrue the information, and she's giving out misinformation and false information. Number one, the family has not touched the GoFundMe money. GoFundMe froze the money because the lawyers are trying to get the money. The lawyers are trying to get the money, not the family. It's the lawyers. The first group of people came through with civil rights lawyers trying to play for a civil rights lawsuit as if this was a police shooting.
I said, damn, Diamond, we doing them all type of ways tonight. Please hit the like button. If you're on the vertical side, double tap the screen. We do appreciate it, y'all. We do appreciate it. We need to get the likes up to keep the video on the algorithm. Some people don't want the video on the algorithms, and I get that. But if you want us to keep giving out information and coming over here and tribing up like we doing right now, being peaceful, we ain't knocking nobody draws off. We letting everybody have their opinions because we all still are Americans. At the end of the day, we all going through this shit together. So that's why I'm glad people. I'm not in here clowning. Diamond ain't here clowning. We respect everyone's opinions over here. So we just ask you, if you like the content and you like what we're doing, please just double tap the screen, hit the like button,
Exactly.
share, subscribe, whatever the case may be. So let's continue to track.
That's why they went with the race card. Biggest mistake they could have made. First mistake I told them they made, playing a race card. Now the white people was waiting for black people to play the race card. Now they're playing the race card in ways that we can't see. It's called racism. It's hidden in the fabrics. It's embedded in the fabrics of the design of America. So it's not blatant. You can't see it. It's hidden, like somebody in Collin County courts who has a job to feed their family are releasing private information to a known, not a law enforcement, which is Sarah J. Fields. That's the first mistakes that's happened in this case. These are adults that's doing this. These are not, this was a children's problem, a children's issue. The adults have gotten in and made it hateful, ugly, and racist.
Bingo. What do you think about that, Diamond? Do you agree when it comes to the situation about it was a children's problem and now the adults have made it a racial situation? Just answer that and we're going to go. Diamond Gang. I don't know if Diamond can hear me, y'all. She probably taking care. Well, you can leave your comments in the comment section. And please leave your opinions inside the comment section after the video. We do appreciate that, too. I do read the comment section. Let's go, gang.
And this is about right or wrong. This is clearly about right or wrong. This isn't about race. The adults have came in and made it about race. There it is,
about right or wrong.
You don't hear no children online talking and fighting and going back and forth about this case. It's all hateful-hearted adults.
I said, damn.
Hey, listen, y'all can call this what you want, but this photo right here with Jeff Metcalf, the Judge Roach, and the DA, the prosecutor, whatever, this is crazy.
I said, damn, there it is. There it is. I said, damn. Hit the like button. Let's go, gang.
They're hanging out, and they got a cup. Meaning they're kicking it. They're kicking it. They're friends. They're homeboys, right? And so you telling me that this whole thing is constructed against Karmelo Anthony? There's no way. There's absolutely no way there's a fair trial going on. No way. Absolutely no way. This is a clear conflict of interest. Clearly a conflict of interest.
Bingo. Black man says, put your hands on me and watch what I do. That's a threat. Well, according to all the witness statements.
According to all the witness statements, Band-Aid Gang. Band-Aid Gang, according to all witness statements. Now listen.
according to all the witness statements in the beginning and now, that during the whole altercation, Karmelo Anthony never stood up. He never stood up. As a matter of fact, the Metcalf brother had to come 3 rows up to come confront him.
3 rows up to come confront him.
Karmelo never got up. Karmelo never said, touch me and see what happens. That's what the initial report says. He never stated that. So
the report says he never stated that, Band-Aid gang. He never
So
said
they made it up just to make a defense for the plaintiff.
Bingo. And he's about to say that, Diamond. Watch this. Let's track.
This is what they've coached the kids up. They brought in the lies. Why? Because all the coaches went to the high school. But one thing you cannot deny initial police statements. Initial statements is what we're winning with right now over on this side with the initial
statements. This got to get a retrial, y'all. Statements. He didn't have the proper representation. Like Diamond says, it's possible that his representation railroaded him. They didn't want him to take the stand. Let's continue.
He told the police, not what they're coming back trying to tell after they've been prepped. Karmelo has no violence in his background. He's never been suspended for bringing a knife to school. He's never been in trouble ever before.
Never been in trouble. But we've heard the difference. We heard from somebody which was getting a rumor started. Now that's all alleged that he was suspended 3 weeks before this. Hit the like button, gang. We ain't got to live like this.
Metcalf brothers have. By the way, there's been medical records to prove that Karmelo Anthony has epilepsy. Epilepsy. There's been multiple witnesses on the prosecution side who have came and stated that the Metcalf brothers came and approached him. Karmelo never stood up until he The defense never said self-defense. Karmelo Anthony and his defense team never went to the police and said, oh, this is going to be self-defense. They never said that. And that's from the initial reports. All this other shit is made up. You know who said self-defense? White people. We said not guilty from the start. You need self-defense when you're guilty. We don't need self-defense. We're not guilty.
Finally, y'all, a witness came out and made a statement in the Karmelo Anthony case, and I have to let y'all hear this because this is the piece I have been missing that I...
Now, this is like we said. Like we said. Shit gonna start coming out of the crevices, out of the woodwork. 64 in here, double tap the screen. Shit about to start coming out the woodwork. Band-Aid gang. This is a witness. Didn't we tell y'all that? Didn't we tell y'all that? Hit the like button. Now listen, y'all.
I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the witnesses, for the students around the situation to see what happened, and this is what he had to say.
Trying to get back to their cars, or
this is the witness,
get in places where they wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up under the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughters was up under the same goddamn tent. Yeah.
He's talking about Karmelo.
I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity, so I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So, dude, what was up? McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
He's talking about the twins.
Over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone, just trying to get dry.
Karmelo was on his phone.
Went from another. They grabbed this man.
Grabbed him.
They tried to punch on dude. Dude went in there, and they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened.
Mind you, this man does not know Karmelo.
It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that got unalive, and his brother.
Yep.
Went over there to.
There it is. Now listen, y'all. Grabbed him. The brother did it too. Now we're gonna go back to the beginning and listen to this first statement because some of y'all missed it. So let's track.
Intentionally, it's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school was
wasn't on school property.
Miles away.
Yep.
It was community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet.
Thank you.
Now listen, y'all. Now we going here. Let's listen to the beginning. The people that saw the tape. A lot of y'all missed it. For the people that came in late.
Was it clear enough, or was it fuzzy, or what?
No, it was clear. It was it's clear enough to where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
yeah, it was still raining. You know,
right.
I'm from Little Rock. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them, they were all coming from the direction of the middle school,
right,
coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach.
Okay.
Now this is the actual footage that was seen. People that seen the footage, they say it's clear. Now listen good. This is a killing statement right here, y'all. Listen.
Kind of distract them a little bit, and then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo.
They surrounded him, y'all. Now, and the brother just admitted Austin took Karmelo's bag. Now, who was the aggressor? When they took the bag from him, that was the aggressor. The aggressor took the bag, right? He was surrounded, right? Let's continue.
If you're Karmelo,
and they showed it on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come
He
on.
said it's on the video, y'all. It's on the video.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, there are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they jumped him. They jumped him. They jumped him. Now listen, y'all.
Actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then
Austin pushed, Hunter hit. I said, damn. Hunter pushed, Austin hit. Let's hear that again, gang. You can see the tape. So stop lying. This tape, these people saw the tape in clear. These people saw the tape. Stop capping, gang. Stop playing. You wasn't there. He was there. Hit the like button. If I don't know the law, you don't know it either. Let's go.
when they jumped. And so,
So they
was,
actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then
So Hunter hit. The one sitting up there saying, my brother, he took the backpack from him. He the one that hit, gang. So his brother is really the reason. So Hunter's really the reason that Austin ain't here. Because Hunter, the one telling y'all the story, hit. Hit the like button while you at it. Hit the like button like Hunter hit Karmelo. Hit that like button like Hunter hit Karmelo, gang. Let's go, gang.
everybody swung. But at the same time,
So
Karmelo,
it's more than the twins that got some licks
all
on them.
4.
So
4 people got some licks. I said, damn.
it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got
Yes, it's in the video. Listen how he's describing it. Let's go.
Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing.
And guess what, y'all? Guess what, Band-Aid gang? Guess what, chat? We're going to see this in the future. And then what are you people in the chat going to say? Be mindful. I don't care what you say in the chat. Just be respectful because you all have your opinions. And that's Hey, that's the American dream. All right, we're allowed to have our own opinions. Just be respectful. No name calling. Don't spam my chat. Be able to come over here and watch whatever we update and find, so we as a nation, we as a people can figure this out, man. So we can figure this out. Just be respectful in my chat. Band-Aid game. Let's go.
Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I said damn. Now look, he changed the story. Now this is what people see. Now look, y'all.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they started hitting him. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
I said, damn. They saw it in the courtroom. Yeah, he was there. He was in the courtroom, and he saw the tape. How about it? I said, damn. Stop playing with us, gang. This right here, yeah, we're going to keep this on the timeline. Yeah, we're going to keep it on the timeline. And I got some more stuff I'm going to put back on the timeline. And everything is going to be updated on the channel. Hit the like button. Double tap the screen if you're over there on the vertical. Be able to come back so we can, as a people and as a nation, can put this together. That's all I'm saying, gang. Let me cook. Let us cook. We cooking together, y'all. Let's go.
Okay. And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in the headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming.
They got cell phone footage too.
He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell, and that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing him. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting with it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition and your word of him saying that, leave me alone, and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so,
because they showed the video. You wasn't there. He was. When y'all gonna stop acting like y'all don't know what went on? Oh, I just did not. Why didn't he take the stand? They showed the video, fool. The one that everybody saying was blurry, you can't see. Oh, you saw it. See, that's why I say shit change. A liar change 1,000 times. Truth don't change, gang. Like I said, it's going to be a lot in this new distraction of the Epstein files. Yeah. This is the Epstein new filed for Trump distraction. Did I mention that? Now they over there bombing Iran. Now they're attacking Iran on top of this too. Stop playing with us. We've been doing this. See, that's why you better go pay attention to my channel. That's why I had to go over here on this case, because I was doing them all type of ways with them Epstein files. You better go look at my channel. See, I don't play no games over here, gang. Y'all just new to this. Y'all over here on this case. I've been over there on Epstein ass. Did I mention that? Oh, I must have left that part out. Stop playing with my channel. Get to know me so I can get to know you, so we can put this together. Then you know what this Band-Aid gang shit's standing about, y'all. We stand on truth because it's off and it don't change. Hit the like button, y'all. Here it is.
That's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
Numerous witnesses.
Now, there it is. Diamond Gang, you want to add to anything to this before I get ready to close this live out and get back, put my investigation hat back on, gang?
Yeah, I want to say this. When it all comes out that the father, his peers...
Speak up a little bit, Diamond.
Around him, when it all comes out that the father of the plaintiff basically got his own children in this situation by his bigotry and hatred, I don't want to hear anything, because we know that this was taught to these kids.
Yes.
These kids are not angry for no reason. That boy didn't get suspended for no reason. They were lashing out because something was going on at home. Okay? When it comes out that these little boys, these white boys, that just one that got unalived and one is still sitting here trying to plead for sympathy. When it comes out that they actually had problems at home, don't mention it. Don't try to say, oh, it's not a situation at home. Yeah, it is, and it's a white and black thing. It is, but this was taught. Do I think that the appeal is gonna go in the favor of Anthony? Hopefully so. But we also know that Texas is a very racist state. We have so much going on as it is already right now before midterms even hit in November. What we really need to do is start focusing on diversity and stop looking at each other like we are each other's enemies, and understand that this is something that these young kids, especially in their teens, need to look at, as we do not need to keep going against each other. We need to be able to get along with each other. If it wasn't for his parents and the people around him, the coach and all of them teaching them hate, this situation would have never happened. So that's all I got to say on that.
And with that being said, y'all, again, before we close this out, and thank you. Somebody said, amen, host. We appreciate everybody's comments in here, because this is an emotional moment. It's devastating for everybody, both families. For both families. One is unalived, and one is almost gone for the rest of his life. We got a lot going on in the country. We got missing children. We got people being unalived every day, fighting for our freedom over here.
And you know
while
what?
we over here fussing amongst each other.
Right.
And we got soldiers fighting, and some of them don't even want to be fighting. And they got family over here that don't want to be. So at the end of the day, we got to realize it's not about color.
Right.
We've been on this planet for too damn long to still be manipulated and fooled by color.
Right.
When we got black people with white friends with black friends, and all type of people.
Exactly.
We've been getting along for too long to play the race card. And yes,
right.
It is melanated people claiming the race card.
Right.
And even some of those statements I don't totally agree with. It's all about right and wrong.
Right.
It's not about race. Some people that I see lashing out, showing emotion during this trial, sometimes it is embarrassing to me to hear the race card.
Right.
Because I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at right and wrong. Self-defense.
Correct.
He took his bag from him. He was surrounded. Yes, it's sad that happened that way. I think that he should have got manslaughter. I'm not saying he should have walked all the way away, but the sentence that they gave him, I don't think that he deserved it. I think there's a lot of things that was on camera that in the courtroom they flipped around, and it's a lot of information that was done wrong. So he probably could have got a lesser sentence. So, gang, we don't know how this is going to play out, Band-Aid gang. I'm trying not to be biased or anything. I want my channel to be right. I want everybody to be able to come over here and tribe up like we do. Here is the latest picture of Karmelo Anthony on his way. Now, they probably already finna ship him to prison. He already buzzed up. They cut your hair like that. Make sure you don't have lice in your hair. So he probably already on the bus. They try to get him up out of there quick. Bam. He probably already on that blue goose. Shackled and chained, hands and feet. Already. Now, mentally, this young man probably can't take that. So let's just hope one of them OGs in prison get a hold of him to help him keep his mind state and give him hope and tell him maybe he need to go get in that law library and guide him. So we got to be thankful for that. This is a nationwide case. So it's going to be some people that embrace him. And mind you, people over there, whatever prison they send him to, it's going to be Caucasian people that feel sorry for this man. It's going to be all type of races that's going to embrace this boy. So let's just hope that let's just hope that he gets some good brain food. He puts some fat on his brain, gets some knowledge, and let's just see how this turns out. And what we're going to do over here on this channel is keep our ears to the street. And when it changes, we're going to change with it. We're going to bring something new to the table, y'all. We're going to update this case, and that's what I mean by new. Whatever new comes out, we're going to stand on top of it. We're going to stand on top of the game just like a scoreboard at a basketball game. So with that being said, just notice what goes around. Those are my opinions. I'm going to stand on it. I just think allegedly that this is just another distraction of what's happening with the Epstein files.
I agree with you on that.
Bill Gates, did I mention Bill Gates testified, didn't he, Diamond? Bill Gates just went in
here. He said that he was blackmailed.
Uh-oh.
He said he was blackmailed.
So to cover that up, you get Karmelo Anthony case speeded out real quick because the people are going to get confused. They're going to start playing the race card. They're going to stop paying attention to what just happened with Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein's assistant took the stand.
You know
Did I mention that?
Dove, let me say this. Oh yeah,
I must have left that part out.
Too. That was interesting too. I think everybody needs to go and check that out as well. I'm gonna say this. I don't think the father has learned his lesson at all. I don't. I think when it first happened, he came out trying to act like he was defending and didn't want people to attack and all of that.
Hey,
but realistically, we know who he is. He is a closeted racist. He is a closeted individual that says things and does things behind closed doors. And then in front of the public, he tries to act like he's something else. We all seen this before. And if you have been around people like this, put a 1 in the chat. He is one of those people you cannot trust. And I think that he has not learned his lesson. The fact that he has got the judge in his back pocket, he's got other people in his back pocket. Trust and believe he has not learned his lesson from this situation. And what he should be doing is trying to teach his son and all the rest of the people around him and himself not to be so hate-filled enough to try to bully someone to move from a tent in the rain.
And how do you think Hunter is feeling? Tormented?
I think that he's
traumatic moment because
the situation
allegedly,
over and over.
And allegedly, if he is, like everybody's seen in the tape inside of there, if he was the one that threw the punch first, and his brother lost his life because of the action that he took, that's going to haunt that boy for the rest of his life. Especially if he's lying right now. Because you don't know what God got for you when you tell a lie like that. Because someone lost their life, y'all.
And ain't no telling what his father has told him not to say.
Absolutely.
So he probably is sitting here trying to make up excuses and say this and that to try to cover the real truth, because his father probably told him not to tell the truth.
Well said, Diamond.
And
So
I
with
still
that,
want to hear from the mom. I still ain't heard or
and I think we
seen
will
the mother.
in due time. Y'all know a lot's going to come out. And with that being said, everybody, thank you guys for watching us tonight. Thank you for coming and tribing up with the Band-Aid gang. This is what we do, y'all. If you're new to the channel, please sub up. That's all we ask you to do. We're going to keep y'all informed on what's going on with this. We're going to stay updated. We keep you guys updated. We hope you like the content. If you did, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Sub up if you can. I'm C-Dub, Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. And I said, damn. And we are the Band-Aid gang, and I'm with the real Diamond. Dr. E is the panel. Thank you, Miss Liz, for coming. I want to thank my number one general mod right here, Nurse 59. So if y'all don't know, now you know. She's always watching. If you're not being respectful in the chat, she will zap you and knock your drawers off. So thank you guys for joining. Peace and love to everybody. Be thankful that you're above the ground instead of under the ground. And let's just keep everybody updated on this case. Thank you guys for joining. Peace and love, and we out.
And we
Peace.
out. Peace.